Hello, I'm Johnny, and yes, we're back with more art that Sputnik is helping to bring to life and fund. And I've got Birmingham-based rapper Kapes with me. Kapes, great to see you, man.
Good to see you, Johnny. Nice to be here.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be here too. I'm looking forward to introducing you to a whole load of people who probably haven't come across you before. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to introduce you. You do it. Like, who are you, Kapes? What do you do?
Okay, so I'm, as you say, a Birmingham-based rapper. I'm a Christian that comes across in my music. Go by the name of Kapes A. Witness. Been in the Birmingham scene for a while. Been a Christian for 6 years. And yeah, just love to put that across it in the music, really.
What's your journey been with rap as a whole? Like before, I guess you were rapping before you were a Christian, wasn't it? How did you start rapping? Like, and how has that changed as you came to faith in Jesus?
So I actually started rapping back in 1998 when I was like 10 years old. It's something that wasn't really influenced by peers around me. It's just something that I sort of came across myself, listening to like Run DMC and Tupac and, things that was just being released at the time that I sort of gravitated to. Just started writing lyrics from there and then became pretty passionate about it. Um, and I was always sort of writing secular music, as I got older, started to record music, started to release stuff, got in the live circuit, did some pretty cool things, got to perform at Birmingham's O2 Academy, and all around the UK. That was
Love it.
great. It was always very, self-centered in a way. I was kind of promoting myself. I think the main change when I did become a Christian was the fact that it was no longer about me anymore. I was just, focused on promoting the Lord. One of the main changes was the pride element was kind of removed from it, because I used to be quite prideful with it. If I was on tracks with people, I'd always want to
Yeah,
be the best.
yeah.
And yeah, that was kind of stripped away from it, really.
No, real nice, man. Well, kind of out of your your career up to this point, what are some of the highlights that you think are most representative of where you're coming from?
There was definitely some cool things that I got to do before I was born again. Definitely things like it was a great opportunity to perform at the O2. I got to be a part of a One Extra documentary very briefly. I was in there. Um, I collaborated with Mo Preem Shakur, the brother of Tupac, which meant a
Nice.
lot to me at the time because that's
Yeah,
someone
right.
that I've been listening to. But as I say, as the pride was removed from it, I started to view things differently, and I wasn't really concerned about those kind of achievements, and it just became about who I can reach. So one of the things that I did was make a song and a music video called Shroud of Turin, which is something that I love to push to new people, because there was two sides to my journey to faith. There was like the emotional and spiritual side, that's just like reaching out and pouring your heart out. But then there was a very evidence-based side to it, and quite a logical side to it, and that kind of represents that. And I
Yeah.
think some people that struggle with that aspect, I just love to share that with them. So that would
Yeah.
be a highlight for me.
Nice, nice. So the reason you're here is because you're working on a new project, and we've got the privilege to be able to help with that to a degree. Talk us through that. What's the new project about? Does it have a theme? When are you planning to release it? What do you know about it so far?
There's no like set theme that's running through it, but I definitely would like to gear this more to a slightly younger audience. There's about 5 tracks that I'm planning to put on there, and yeah, there's a lot of joyful music in there. There's a lot of upbeat, more kind of modern beats. You
Mm.
know, anyone that knows me knows that I've rapped a lot on the kind of boom bap beats,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm always going to do a bit of that, but I feel to branch out a little bit and switch it up a little bit. So yeah, it's a bit more versatile. Um, and yeah, there's some joyful moments, there's some deep moments, and then we're in very trying and testing times at the moment. So there's
yeah.
tracks on
Right.
there that will reflect where we are now.
When do you reckon it'll be out? I mean, I know no, you haven't recorded it yet as we're speaking, but kind of early 2022, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
early 22. I'm thinking uh, February. I'm probably gonna aim for February, if not sooner. I'm someone that doesn't like to sit on things too long. I write a lot, so if I sit on
Yeah.
things too long, it'll just get gathering dust in the corner. So I don't want
Yeah,
that.
man. A good rule of thumb. Well, before we finish, just one last question. It might relate to the new project, but also other stuff. Where do you find your collaborators? Where do you get your beats? The other rappers and singers you work with. What's your network, man?
I like to be involved in the live circuit as much as possible. So with that, you definitely meet singers, producers, rappers, and I just connect with people like that. Also, these days, if you are struggling to like find beats or something, you could like just look on YouTube and search for whatever type beat you're after. As they put it these days. But yeah, there's so many ways of connecting with people online or in person these days. So, all of the social media platforms are handy for that too. And also just if somebody catches my ear and I might not know them personally, then I'll just reach out to them. Um, a movement that I'm, a big supporter of is Kingdom Music in America. And the main guy in that movement is Brian T. And he's quite a well-known guy. And I just reached out to him for the Sunlight album, and I didn't really expect to get a response, but we ended up doing the track for that. So even if you feel someone is maybe out of your reach, just go for it anyway. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I would say.
So, do you only collaborate with Christian artists, or do you work with artists who aren't Christians too?
Yeah. So in terms of producers, some of the beats that I find, I will have found it on something like YouTube originally. So I may not know them personally and know
Mm.
what they stand for. But in terms of, say, like a rapper or a singer, they don't necessarily have to be Christian. But if they put out stuff that contradicts what I'm putting out, then I may not uh, feel to collaborate at this point. But it's not like a strict rule like I have to work with Christian
Yeah,
artists.
yeah.
But
And are they cool? Have you had some good conversations with that? I mean, are they cool with your angle if people are coming from a slightly different place?
yeah, and that's been very refreshing as well, because sometimes as Christian artists, we kind of feel that people aren't going to accept us in that wider circle. So when you have people that either reach out or they respond when you do and support what you're doing, then that's just great. One of my sort of longtime collaborators runs P Loco, someone that I've worked with when I was doing secular music. I didn't expect it, but he had heard something that I'd made, and that was very preachy, and that got us into a great conversation about his faith. I didn't know that he had that faith, and then he ended up collaborating on the song. So it sparks that conversation as well. Yeah.
Love it, man, and it's great to see someone who's out, man on a mission, man with skills, but also getting alongside others, and it's your art as well as your life, and I think that's the way Jesus wants it to be. So I think you're a witness, man, as your name suggests. So it's great to be able to support the new project. Well, Capes, great to catch up with you, and really looking forward to seeing the fruits of your new labours. It's going to be great, man. But cool. See you soon. Bye.